Hi everybody, my name is Durka13 and this is going to be my Let's Play of Let's Play Kerbal Space Program. Disclaimer for you, this is my first Let's Play, so I'm going to give it the best I got. This is something I've always wanted to do though, so I'm really excited to try it out. Um, Feel free to leave any comments or shoot me an email if you have any, questions, comments, concerns, tips. Tips would be fantastic. Um, but anyway, let's get started. We are going to do a career mode, and this will kind of sort of be a walkthrough as well. I know this game can be kind of intimidating when first picked up, but I will do my best to explain everything that's going on. Start new. We are going to call it Durka 13. We're going to pick a flag. Um, let's do something I've never used before. Trippy. Why not? Here we go. We can change some of these options here. The only one I'm going to change is the starting funds. I'm going to bring it up to 100,000 just for the purposes of a let's play. It'll make things go a little smoother in the beginning. Accept and start. Like I said, I'm really excited, so I hope you guys like this. The past week I've been messing around with my recording software and trying to get everything good to go, and I think I'm finally there. So I hope it looks good when we get it up on YouTube. Pretty sure it will with the test I've run. So, all right. So Gene Kerman says, "Welcome to the Space Center." Thanks, Gene. We got it. All right. This is your Kerbal Space Center. Most important building, smack dab in the middle, is the Vehicle Assembly Building, or the VAB. This is where we are going to construct all of our rockets. Out in front of that is the launch pad. Pretty self-explanatory. This is the tracking station. Any missions that you have up in space, you can go here and then go to them and switch over to that specific rocket. This is the research and development. This is where we can unlock new tech and get better goodies. As we launch things into space, we are going to, in the words of Mark Watney, science the hell out of it. And with that science, we can unlock new tech. This is the astronaut complex. This is where we can hire new Kerbals to send up in space and replace the ones that we will probably end up killing. The spaceplane hangar, which we can make some space planes. Maybe we'll get to that, maybe not. It's something I haven't really dabbled in the game. And then finally, mission control. This is where we can pick up contracts and just get missions to start with. So we're going to go there first. Ignore this A3 one. This is just a mod that I have running that I am going to end up disabling. So, alright. First thing we're going to do is pick up, launch our first vessel. There we go. And we'll do escape the atmosphere. There we go. Note we can only have 2 contracts at once right now. So, close out of there. And let's make our first rocket. Thank you, Werner von Kerman. Got it. All right. So this is the vehicle assembly building. On the side here, we have all the tabs of different things we can build with. Pods, fuel tanks, engines, command and control, structural stuff, aerodynamic stuff, utilities, sciencey bits. And then freight and colonization is a mod that I'm using. We'll probably end up using some of that stuff, but quite a ways down the road. So, let's build our first rocket, which is barely going to be a rocket, but it'll get us some science. We're going to start with Mark 1 command pod. This is the first manned capsule that you can use. We are going to throw a parachute on there to save us from hurtling back down to the ground, because that is normally frowned upon. And we only have one engine at this time, the Flea Solid Rocket Booster. With the solid rocket boosters, we have no control over the throttle, so as soon as we light that engine, we have to use it until it burns up. I think that's it for that. Now we just have to put some science stuff on there. This is a mystery goo containment unit. It's a canister of sciencey goo. Yeah, that's all I got for you guys. Sorry. But we're going to put 2 of them on here. Oh, too many. There we go. And we'll call this the hopper. Why not? Try to come up with fun names for you guys. Over here, we can pick what crew we have. This Kerbal Engineer Redux, just kind of ignore that. I will explain it as time goes on. Let's pick our crew. We're going to want a pilot in there. Jebediah Kerman is the most famous Kerbal of them all, so we are going to use him. There we are. And I think we're ready to launch. Let's do this. There we go. Should be pretty fun, right? Launching a Kerbal up into, well, I don't know if we'll escape the I doubt we'll escape the atmosphere, but just launching him straight up. Why not? All right, we're going to hit T, and because we have a pilot, he can manually control the steering wheel and make sure we don't go flipping around too much. These are all my mods up here. I will explain them as time goes on, but I'm going to hit this one right here. This is called Science Alert. Science Alert allows us to pretty much see all the science we can do from right here and now. As we get new stuff, it'll pop up over here. So it just makes it easy to see what we can do right now, which we are going to do a crew report for 1.5 science. We're going to do a mystery goo landed right here on the ground for 3 science, and an EVA report. EVA report is just kind of like a spacewalk report. You have to hit it a second time now that you're out of the craft. 5.6 science. Awesome. So let's go ahead and board. EVA report's going to stay up there until we actually step on the ground and do an EVA, just so you guys know. Alright, we're going to hit T for the stability assist. And I just noticed that we have our parachute going off the same time as we light our engine, which wouldn't end well. So let's separate those guys. Alright, let's launch. Just going to go straight up in the air. Hit a little bit of lag there, that was weird. And we can do our other mystery goo now. There we go, 7 science flying over the Space Center. There, that's all we got. It's as high as we can go. We're going to end up at, what, 6,000? Over 6,000, alright. What do you guys think? Are we going to land right back on the landing pad? That'd be pretty cool, right? Contracts. This is kind of a news feed, I guess. It tells you what's going on, what you've done. We launched our first vessel, got some money, got some science, got some reputation. Close out of there. And we did a bunch of milestones. First EVA test, speed record, launched our first vessel, another speed record, altitude record, so on and so forth. And now we are hurtling back down to the ground. Let's go ahead and deploy our chutes by hitting space. The chute's going to slow us down. The chute we can deploy as long as we're going less than 250 meters a second. And the chute's going to fully open when we're 1,000 meters above the ground, and that'll slow us dramatically down. Bum bum. So, like I said, this is my first Let's Play. Done a lot of testing, and I'm pretty excited. There we go. There's that chute. Slowed us down. Opened really late. Kind of scared me for a second there. We're going to miss the landing pad by a little bit. Oh well. But yeah, I'm really excited. I'm hoping to bring this Let's Play. I'm hoping to play it for a while. I have ideas for a couple more Let's Plays, but we'll see how this goes first. This game is fantastic. It's great to watch other people play. I know that sounds weird, but I watch Quill18 play this. He's fantastic, especially when he live streams it. It's just hilarious to watch his reactions when things go wrong and all that. And then, of course, Scott Manley, who just blows me away with all of his knowledge of aerodynamics and the space programs. All right, so we are landed back on the ground. We could do another EVA report. Get that. 5.6 more science. We'll go ahead and board. Drat. Apparently we already did the same one. But let's go ahead and tip this rocket over, can we? Nah, too stable. Oh well. We're going to jump out and then hit the ground and get that EVA. When Kerbals hit the ground, it's really funny. They kind of ragdoll. So we'll get this EVA. There we are. Let's see, I kind of doubt we can... Yeah, see. I was hoping I could jump back up and get the ladder, get back in. Oh well. So, we're going to recover our vessel. Normally we would be in the vessel, so we're going to have to take an extra step here and go pick that up again. We only picked up Jebediah, and this is another mod I have running. It just gives our Kerbals ribbons as they do missions. So completed a single mission, first Kerbal landing, and 7 Gs. Wow. Good job, Jeb. Close that. Jebediah, he got 7.4 science, which brings us to 14 science total. And he gained 1 XP. Let's go ahead and hit the hopper here, and we're going to hit recover, which is going to give us even more science. There we go. Now we're up to 32. After we recovered the hopper, it gave us almost 18. Recovered some funds. There we go. So now up here we have 32.3 science, which we could spend on some brand new stuff to put on our rockets. So we'll go into research and development here, and let's unlock both these guys for 5. Basic rocketry gives us a couple more engines, another solid fuel booster, some fuel tanks. The universal storage stuff is fantastic. I will go over in just a second here. Engineering 101, magnemeter, which is for science, as is the Science Junior, an antenna, and a decoupler, which we can put in between parts of our rocket and blast the unneeded parts, back towards the ground, or just leave them in space and create some Kessler syndrome. And I think we have enough for one more. We do. Let's see, what do we want here? I think we are going to go for stability. The sole reason being we get the Science Junior Universal Storage Wedge, which again we'll go over in just a second here. Let's go ahead and pick that up. Alright, we'll close out research and development, and I think we have an empty contract space. Yes, we do. We'll do something easy here. Haul the M16 parachute into flight over Kerbin. That will be easy peasy. And then I'm going to disable this right now, just so they're not sitting there. Contracts, historical missions, and we'll uncheck it. There we go. Those aren't going to pop up anymore. Alright, let's go redesign the hopper and blast Jebediah even higher. New. Again, the Mark 1 command pod. We are going to put a parachute on there. There we go. And then here we go, the universal storage. We're going to place it right under the command pod here. And go to science. And now we have these lovely little wedges we can put on and just snap them right in there. So instead of strapping this thing right here to the side of the command pod, this is the same thing as this little wedge right here. Awesome. It gets even better though. Put the other one on there. So this is the Science Junior. It's a piece that essentially, just like Mystery Goo, you can run an experiment in different places, on the ground, flying, in orbit, blah blah blah. It's huge, right? We don't want to haul this whole thing up into the atmosphere, so we're going to haul the little wedge up there instead. There we go. We're going to put 2 of them on there, and we're going to take this big SOB off. There we go. And I think that's really all we need here. We do have a couple of fuel tanks we could throw on. Let's see. We're going to try our best to escape the atmosphere for shits and giggles. 300. 300 should be good. I'm going to put a Reliant engine on there. There we go. Oh yeah, we're definitely going to escape the atmosphere of this bad boy. I'm going to put a decoupler on there. And then we're going to put the bigger solid rocket booster on here. There we go. You know what we do need, though? We need a decoupler right here. That would have been tragic. Otherwise, we'd have came back down to the ground with all this stuff right here, which would have been way too heavy for us. So, double check. Oh, we do have the magnometer boom we can do. Why not? Let's just strap that on. There we go. Magnometer boom is this ridiculously large thing that you stick to the side of your ship, but it can run science experiments as well. And the last thing I want to put on here is some fins. We're going to put 4 of them on the bottom here, and we're going to put another 4 closer to the top. That way we have lots of stability. And we're going to call it the Hopper Mark II. Jebediah is automatically in the pilot seat. Thank you, Jeb, for volunteering. Last double check, make sure we don't have anything else we have to put on there. We don't. Alright, so I will explain Kerbal Engineer real quick. This is just telling us stats about our ship. Parts in the stages. S2 is stage 2, S4 is stage 4, which reminds me, double check these, which they are good. Alright, we don't have our parachute lighten, ready to take off again. Awesome. Anyway, cost, mass, ISP, which is initial pulse something, I think, thrust, torque, thrust to weight, and delta V. These are the 2 big ones we're always going to be looking at. As an example, you need about 3,500 delta V to orbit Kerbal, which we aren't going to do this round, but we're going to get pretty damn high. But it's just a nice guideline to follow. So if you're building a ship to go to the moon, you need X amount of delta V plus 3,500 to orbit Kerbin. Thrust to weight is the thrust you have against gravity. So at a thrust to weight of 1, you're not going to escape gravity. At 1.1, you will, but barely. You're barely going to move. I always like to shoot for about 1.5, 1.75. So at the beginning here, it's going to be crazy ridiculous. Actually, let's lower it down a little bit, just because. We'll shoot for 1.6. Really? 1.61. Close enough. All right. Save, and let's go ahead right into launch. Coming up in about 18 minutes on the video. I'm shooting for about 25, so we should be good here. And we can do some science right away. We can do the materials study, which is the Science Junior, and the magnometer. See, magnometer, like I said, is a ridiculously crazy, oversized thing that just is a pain in the ass to haul around. And it only gives us 1.5 science, but hey, every little bit counts, right? There we go. We are going to right-click the magnometer and toggle it so it goes back in its little case there. Jebediah, if you would be so kind to put on stability assist. We are going to raise the throttle all the way up, not for the solid rocket booster, but when we light the second engine here, this is what we could throttle upwards and downwards with. That's a bad way to say it, I guess. We can take our brake off, or take our foot off the gas and press down on the gas, essentially. So, we are go for launch. There we go. We could do a crew report, 3.5 science, and our other materials study. Honestly, I'm not too sure why I put those other mystery goos on there. I guess it was just kind of in hopes that we would escape the atmosphere. Opens these doors here. I am just going to close them again. I don't think they actually do anything for the game, but it looks kind of weird, doesn't it? Because of the magnometer, we are tilting a little bit. We should be okay in the long run, though. We're not trying to do anything too dramatic here. There we go. First engine burned out. Light the second one. Do-do-do. And this should carry us pretty high up now. What we could do is we can hit M and open up the map. And our apoapsis, you can see it just keeps rising. If it goes above 70,000, we will enter space. And there we go. We did not enter space. Darn. But we could do a mystery go up here, which we will. There we go. 9 more science. Love it. Let us go ahead and jettison that part down there. We don't want to fall back down to the planet with it. And now we are just going to float. We are going to go up about 47,000 meters. The apoapsis, as I was saying, is a fancy way of saying the highest point you will go. Which, as gravity is, pulling on us, it's lowering itself little by little. But, I mean, we got pretty high, right? We did some milestones here. Let's check that. There we are. We returned to the surface. It's an old one. Old one. Cool. Close out of there. And what was our contract? This is another mod I have. You easily see your contracts. And what do we have to do? We have to launch our parachute within 3,000 to 11,000 meters, going 40 to 150 meters. Alright, easy enough. So, I believe we are sinking now. Going back down. Hopefully we designed everything right. There we go. We'll close these doors. Again, no real point in doing it. It's just my little OCD going on, that's all. The nice thing about this mod right here for the contracts, everything turns green as it is good. So, when the altitude and the speed are correct, they'll turn green, and that is when I will hit the chutes. Again, the parachutes, they risk being ripped off or whatever if you're going more than 250 meters a second. As we hit the atmosphere, or the thicker atmosphere, we're going to slow down just by that too, which will be nice. Do. How you doing, Jeb? Hope you're okay in your little tin can here. You're falling pretty fast. Almost 600 meters a second. And we're about to start hitting the pretty thick atmosphere, so he should slow down. There we go. There we go. Now he's slowing down officially. And it looks like we're going to land in the water, which means we can get even more science out of everything. Alright, Jeb, get ready to launch those chutes. The altitude is good. Now we are just waiting on the speed. Now, technically, we would be okay to hit the chutes now. We just have to wait for contract. Ooh, getting really close here. Almost there. I would have definitely hit the chutes by now. This is kind of making me really nervous. We have to bleed off 10 more meters a second. Oh, never mind. The altitude, we had to do it within a certain altitude, and we did not make it. Jebediah hit some crazy G-forces there. Got up to, what, 6-ish? And now we're going to slowly float into the ocean. Hit another milestone. Land distance record of 3,000 meters. And one lovely thing about this game, we can fast forward time a little bit here. We are going to go back to normal time right before we hit the water, just because I have seen some players experience some weird things if they are time warping. There we go. So now we're going to go back to regular time and just float down. It is kind of nice we're landing in the ocean. That gives us a little more science. There we are. So we can do another mystery goo. There we go, 4 science. And we can do another EVA report. I believe we have to touch the water a little bit here. There we are. From Kerbal Shores, interesting. So if we right click on this guy and we store our experiment, which is our EVA, and then we let go. And we're just kind of swimming now. Oh, it's still the shores, interesting. What if we swim a little bit away here? Oh well. Grab back onto our ship, board it. We already have that EVA report, so we're going to dump that experiment, and we are going to recover our vessel. Alright, we have 54 science. Jeb earned some more ribbons, 50 more science points researched, EVA in Kerbal's waters, and a splashdown in the water. Thank you, Jebediah, for your services. Got some money back. Let's go ahead and spend our research really quick. We're going to pick up both of these. I believe these are 45, right? So we don't have enough. But we did unlock one of the best engines in the game, in my opinion, the swivel engine. Another solid rocket booster, a bigger fuel tank, and a cornucopia of stuff here. A couple more experiments, some side parachutes, some landing gears, which we will go over in a little bit. There are some radiators, some life support stuff, because I'm running a life support mod to make the game a little more challenging, which we will get to in the next video. Until then, I hope you guys enjoyed part 1 of Let's Play Kerbal Space Program. My name is Dirk13, and I will see you next time for episode 2. Take care, everybody.